This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Brown as we continue to deep dive into off-season NHL storylines. It's time we look into the Sabres and ask what the heck is going on in Buffalo. Last night, the Sabres came to terms with defenseman Bowen Byram, a 2-year, $12.5 million deal. And the move quietly gives the Sabres one of the most expensive defensive trios in the entire NHL, as his deal, along with the contracts of Rasmus Dahlin and Owen Power, will make up more than a quarter of Buffalo's cap space next season. Even though keeping a young talent like Byram is objectively a good thing, you can't help but feel like the Sabres are in one of the weirder spots of the entire league. Buffalo finished just a point out of the playoff spot 2 years ago, and it looked like they were a promising young team on the rise. But in the years since, it doesn't seem like they've done much to build on their success, as last year they were 12 points out of the wildcard spot, a massively disappointing season. Their biggest signing over the past few years is arguably Jason Zucker, who did put up 50 points with the Sabres, but other than that, none of the guys they brought in via free agency have really felt like difference makers. But it's not just free agency where things have been rough for Buffalo. Their trades have been just as bad. It's been well documented that the Sabres have moved on from a number of young promising players in the past. Literally, look at this list right here and count all the Stanley Cup champions, and guys who are legit difference makers. But the Sabres' most recent move at this year's deadline also went as poorly as it could, as Buffalo got only 3 games out of Josh Norris, whereas Dylan Cousins was a huge part of Ottawa's playoff push. And speaking of the playoffs, that push with Cousins helped Ottawa end their 7-year drought. But the Sabres' drought, it lives on and is now up to 14 years, the longest in the NHL. So with all these struggles, you can't help but feel that Kevin Adams' time as GM could be coming to an end. Sure seems that the fans have turned on him, perhaps best demonstrated by this Reddit poll that was circulating a few months ago. And considering his time in Buffalo has been defined by missing the playoffs and offloading high-end talent, it definitely feels like when, not if. So again, we don't want to be too doom and gloom after the Byram signing. It's definitely a step in the right direction. But even with it, are the Sabres that much closer to being a playoff team next year? I feel like we need to apologize to Sabres fans for this segment, just rubbing salt in the wound here, looking at all those names you could have had. You did have, and you let them go. Insane. To the NFL, and ESPN made some headlines once again with the QB ranking poll. Jeremy Fowler surveyed 50 NFL coaches, executives, and scouts, and got them to vote on the best quarterbacks in the NFL. To no one's surprise, Patrick Mahomes was once again number 1, followed by your NFL MVP Josh Allen at 2, Joe Burrow at 3, Lamar at 4, and Jaden Daniels closes out number 5. Now Mahomes won this year once again, but with his lowest margin ever, collecting only 60% of the first place vote, and for good reason. He was close to career lows in several major categories last season, but did still win a ton of games and win to another Super Bowl. Now, most people will have their arguments over the next 3, as Allen, Burrow, and Lamar could all easily be argued over one another. But I mean, if we're looking at the playoff stats, then the answer is clearly Josh Allen for 2, but I digress. You all know the producer of this show is the biggest Bills fan on earth. The next thing that caught everyone's attention on the list was where Jalen Hurts was, as the Super Bowl MVP came in 9th, with guys like Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, and Herbert all ahead of him. Looking at the numbers, Hurts was solid across the board last year, with 32 total touchdowns and barely turning it over. But just look at what he's done in 2 Super Bowls. Absolutely monster numbers and the Super Bowl MVP. And yeah, the ring at the end. I mean, you guys know we were at the game last year. He didn't have his foot off the gas the entire time. Like, I don't understand. Philly fans must be fuming. Time now for my favorite segment and yours that we love sports today.
Why we love sports today.
The Red Bull Tandem Bike event is one we look forward to every year. And this year was definitely no exception.
Oh, da fangen Sie schon direkt am Anfang zu wackeln. Nein, jetzt geht's runter. Jetzt haben Sie jede Menge Tempo. Bleiben Sie oben, das ist das Wichtigste. Und Sie haben Flügel. Und dann! Die Pizza fängt an zu fliegen, meine Damen und Herren.
Sie haben Ihre Pizza verloren.
Sie haben die Pizza verloren. Egal, kommt rüber. Ja, Sie kommen jetzt. Ninja Frostball, Kühlbox. Jetzt geht's weiter. Pierre Goodrich, Schulblatt. Oh mein Gott, sind es doch die Nächsten, die
I'm looking into tandem bikes, y'all. Okay, it was the weird shaped tandem that made it. We love this stuff. And let's finish with maybe the most heartwarming story of all time, as this show's favorite tight end, George Kittle, is investing $5 million into a 15-hectare Dogtopia facility. And this place is not just a shelter. It's a healing center for abused, neglected, and traumatized dogs. This place has training fields, splash zones, and 24/7 vet care. If you don't have enough reasons to love George Kittle, this is the one right here. There's something truly special about someone who cares about dogs. Now, Jen Bear guy Bob Weeks, great to see you, Bob.
Hey, Marissa.
Okay, Bob, we're 2 days away from the year's final major. In your mind, what is the biggest storyline heading into the weekend?
I think it's Rory McIlroy. Can he recover from the last time the Open Championship was at Royal Portrush in his home country of Northern Ireland and get a second major championship of the season? Rory McIlroy, to me, is the key story. Will he win? Can he win? I think he can.
Checking the odds on FanDuel. After Scotty is a favorite, this really seems like a wide open field. Who's someone out of the top 4 in odds that you think can make some noise this weekend?
I'm going to give you 2 names. One is Sepp Straka. Sepp Straka is having a great season this year. He's got 2 wins and 6 top 10s so far. He tied for second at the Open Championship 2 years ago. The other guy is a guy hunting for his first PGA Tour win. This actually qualifies as a PGA Tour event. And it is Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood, 3 top 10s in his last 5 starts at the Open Championship, and he finished second the last time it was held here at Royal Portrush. Sepp Straka and Tommy Fleetwood.
Bob Weeks, a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Marissa.
And you can watch rounds 3 and 4 of the Open Championship this weekend on TSN. Coverage starts nice and early Saturday morning, so set your alarm. That's it for me today. I'm Sarah Pickett, 3 for noon Pacific. Have a good one.